All right, this will ideally be the final part of Wild's Charge Blade specifically, and then I'll have 2 full parts of World to record at least, if not more. I'm actually recording this really quickly because I saw something quite amusing, at the very least to me, on my YouTube studio. So there's this weird thing that is like an AI generated. I don't quite understand how it works. I don't use it because you'll see why I don't even consider it. But I thought it was pretty amusing just how silly this thing was. So I'm gonna pull it up here if I can. I don't know, and I understand they're like, oh yeah, we're trying to help out and stuff, but this is not helping really much at all. So this is on the main channel where most of the stuff I have some Splatoon stuff too, but the stuff that generally does the best right now, not that it's that important, is Prowler. Prowler only, MHGU Prowler only. The bottom one is like a thing, right? Okay, I think it's a little too, I don't know how to say it, but like too meta. Like, oh yeah, we gotta get in all these keywords and stuff. But the first 3, let's just go over them. I don't know how you expand the little descriptions, not that I care, but I thought the titles were pretty interesting. First one is MHGU Prowler, the ultimate guide to tempered monsters. Tempered monsters are among the most challenging foes in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, I assume is what it says. If you've played the game at all, you know there are no tempered monsters in it. I don't know why at all it would suggest to me anything related to tempered monsters. The world content that I have on the channel is just base world, no tempered. I may have said tempered at some point. I doubt that it has skimmed through everything I've said. Maybe it has. I don't know. The wild stuff I have on the channel is all beta stuff. I haven't put anything out on regular wilds. And I didn't say anything about tempered there. Well, there was nothing in regards to tempered. Again, I may have said something random about tempered. So, and I feel like even at that, the next one's even worse. Prowler only. Unlocking the full potential of the insect glaive. Completely contradicts itself in the title. I know it doesn't understand anything and it's just pulling random concepts and stuff together, but I thought it was pretty funny. The unique hunting style of the insect glaive, it is explored in detail. The video showcases, I assume, insect glaive, and that's not Prowler only. That is insect glaive and Prowler at best, if not just insect glaive. MHGU Prowler. Now this one, if you don't understand how mounting works, is interesting. Master the art of mounting for massive damage. Mounting is not that good outside of low rank in Generations Ultimate, and I guess in Generations as well. It obviously it depends on how many players you have. If you have 4 people, you'll get more value out of it, but you'll also just get a lot of value out of attacking the monster regularly. Because when the monster is mounted, they don't take hardly any damage at all. If you played World, you've seen that. The intricacies of mounting are explored in this video, showcasing how to effectively mount the monster, I would assume is what it says. Your mounting attack as Prowler from the ground, if you do not have any ledges, is, okay, it's a 24 motion value. Right. The amount of mount status it applies is terrible. You're not using that for mounting, you're using that for your combos. So if you get a mount off of it randomly, great, but you're not using it for the mount that does low fixed damage once you complete the mount. Now, after the mount goes off, if you have enough to either spam your Feline Comet, I would assume if you're using melee, you can use Feline Comet, go fight Wind. Feline Comet's pretty good. Or if you're using Boomerang and you just randomly spam them out, trying to get some gauge, you can get some okay gauge from it. You're using Mega Boomerang. The amount of damage you can deal in the time that you're mounting the monster, like with multiple people, is probably still more than the mount itself. And the Mega Boomerang that you're using, which if the monster is running around all over the place, maybe. But massive damage, I feel oversells it a little bit. I just thought this was really ridiculously funny. For some reason, I don't know, maybe it's not that funny, but I thought it was pretty hilarious how 3 of these have absolutely no coherency whatsoever, if that's even a word. I don't have any coherency either, but I just thought that was pretty funny. I wanted to show it off because that's what I saw. But we can actually get into the game now if I can figure out how this works. It's the first time I've really done that on OBS before, so it's weird. I'll try to figure that out in the future, but I don't have to right now. Other than what I just did. All right, we are finishing. Move the mic away from my face a little bit. Maybe it won't be as sharp. Controller is not wanting to work. Wonderful. But yeah, we're going to try to finish Zoshia today. Not just Zoshia, the rest of them. So right after, this is like hot off the heels of beating World. Not beating World, but beating low rank in World. I may try the Sword and Shield combo. I don't really feel like it's needed here. Even the regular, stuff before I actually had to upgrade and failed that quest against Nundra. I guess it would have been useful, honestly. I didn't even think of using it there. But I have high hopes for it. I think we're good with the armor we have currently. Actually have less defense than in World right now, which is kind of surprising, but not really that worrisome because we have much more health. I've got 12 minutes. That should be fine. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because we're fixing to eat and get some stuff. So I have a feeling Jiwoo is weird, right? It's kind of a hard monster to get a read on. It's weirdly fast and all over the place. And then Odogaron's similar, but my experience in World with Odogaron may actually help out here because it went surprisingly well. I won't say it went, amazingly. It still took a bit, but remember, I only had 11 defense against Odogaron. So the fact that I got a little over 8 minutes, way better compared to the Greatsword playthrough where I had some armor, not a bunch, but more armor than I certainly had there when fighting it. Didn't even cart. And I was getting downs, was able to spam SAEDs, all that fun stuff. I do feel like, though, you may rather would just build into your Savage Axe, and I can do that. I can do that here since I'm not, barred from using it since it's an Iceborne only thing. So we'll see. But yeah, I feel like against faster monsters it may, and maybe it doesn't matter that much, but it is certainly more defensive. I think we're just walking again. Okay. I don't think we'll be going for very long though before it stops us. Am I going the wrong way? I am.
Carries the Dragon Torch's energy. So if it's converging here like this, the Dragon Torch must be deep below us? Seems like a good theory. These must be those routes he told us to follow up.
Alright, let's get ourselves set up.
I do think the main difference here is going to be that I won't have to make any more armor for this game. Well, World, I'll have to at the very least make a hiring set somewhere. If not 2 at some point for some odd reason. Ideally, and I guess since I'm not farming, since I haven't farmed in this game, I'll just have to make do with whatever I get from Pink Rathian and Blue.
The Ravenite Odegarin. It really is a carnival.
So we'll see how this goes. There's just ever so slightly a difference with your sword attacks in Wilds. Which is odd. This would be Tio, Kushala, or Valhazar. That did less damage. That's somewhat similar. So World it was doing like 70 against a Diablo stomach, which is, you know, fairly soft. We probably should load files. Okay. I've never really had issues with, oh boy, you have a lot of... I'm used to not using focus mode. The Guardian Sacred have never really actually fought back much at all. Ow. Really gotta get back in the swing of things though. What poisoned? Oh, the weapon I'm using, obviously. Forgot. I was like, did I ever give my cat a poison weapon? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I said I'm not gonna do that. Well, you have a lot of purple spots on you. Off he goes. Still counted as a load. Yeah, I mean, I don't really need it here. I'm not getting almost one shot. So much to the point where the little tiny claw swipe would kill, even though the little tiny claw swipes are the ones doing the most damage. Not the most damage. Tail swaps and stuff would probably have done more if I had been hit by them. But it's much safer here. Which, you know, is interesting. Obviously, this is much later on. Interesting toe cut. Just kind of went straight up into the air. Great. Last minute toe cut too. Got a plate. Probably won't matter like all the other plates I've gotten. I'll look at my weapons. I really should have done that. Funnily enough, that took less time than the other Odogaron. Oh. Well.
Don't let it blindside you.
Forgot about this. Really should have upgraded my weapon beforehand. That really just would have been the best course of action. Where are you going? Oh, this is probably another scripted fight. I remember this one being a little annoying with how often he ran. I assume these were balanced around the shorter fight times that you would have in just the standard game. If I can find my words. So the beta was very notorious for just having monsters that would run all the time. And they said, okay, we'll make it similar to World. Well, for the most part, standard monsters are, but these scripted fights feel like they were made for one and then weren't updated to match the other. Not quite sure what he's doing here. Yeah, that it's scripted. Okay, makes sense. That cannot feel good. Exactly what he's doing. All right, fair enough. Just follow him around. Let me go ahead and grab this though. Black crystal. Fine, get off and grab. Yep. Another one.
I gathered some materials too. Check your field pouch.
Is he already? No, he's just kind of in here.
This ought to put a dent in it.
Guess I could have tried to get a perfect guard off on that. Never mind. I don't have to. Well, might have to. I'm just gonna pop the wound. I don't really care about getting a perfect guard if I don't have to.
Heels inbound.
Very delayed tell. Ow. Really probably should disengage and heal at some point. What you doing? The biggest difficulty here is not knowing what they're fixing to do.
The monster's debilitated.
Cool. Now, obviously, Teostra's not going to take 8 minutes. Valhazak's not going to take 8 minutes. Kushala is not going to take 8 minutes. I think that's pretty obvious. Grab the bones. There you go.
Good boy.
Especially if I get to it without upgrading armor.
Are you all right? You handled those back-to-back hunts like a champ. We came out of it with valuable new info, too. Let's return to camp and plan our next move.
That was.
I would, but if, well,
I'm ready to go when you are. Just say the word.
Where are we going? Oh, Arkfeld. Makes sense. Need to get stuff there.
Hey. Ooh.
Please, I just want to make stuff.
Got something in
Okay.
mind?
Can upgrade to ore. I can make the gardeny. Gardeny. I said that before too. Guardian Odo thingamabop. I think I'll look into that. So 160. You lose 20 raw. You get dragon element and element file. But okay. Against Zoshia might be pretty nice. Against the other monsters. Well, okay. So I think Garkfeld and just Arkfeld as well have a slight weakness to dragon.
Look good?
I might as well make both and just have both on backup. How much is this one? Yeah, it's better. So
Ready to work.
hardly ever get to use actual element stuff. Might as well have some fun with it,
Chips
right?
to a T.
Hunter, are you ready to
Has
go look
offensive
for
guard.
Arvel?
That's nice. This is rapid morph.
Me too.
So both decent skills.
You really think
not come
Right.
to the lower stratum.
Hunter?
And
I've a
65.
lot about the keepers
Yeah.
and the guardians.
So 20 raw, but you
Why
get some
are
element with it.
the guardians asleep in their cocoons, chained up?
Also lost poison element, but I'm not really that worried about it. Resistances are actually fairly interesting here.
And our
I'm wondering if that wasn't from the
broke
food
that
skill.
heart. But it freed itself with its own strength. It even learned to eat. It didn't care how it was created. It just wanted to be free, to live. This journey has made me something more. I've seen vast sands, lush forests, people, life. Garfeld and I are the same. It broke the chains that were holding me and my people back. I'm sure of it.
Can't dismount attack. I'm gonna try this. And if I feel like it's not doing that much damage, I'll just switch to iron.
Anyone else's fur getting that funny feeling?
I will say this, I wish your Palico rode with you a little bit more.
What is this?
I'd rather have that.
Blood.
I have it ride with Alma, and I'm not quite sure why, other than maybe it conflicts with the swinging animation. But that doesn't really make sense because your Palico can tag along with you normally anyways.
Arfeld's lost control. It's gone berserk. Don't let your guard down.
You got
Supposed to roar? No? Knife time. Where's my knives? There you go. That's good damage. Now, I assume that... Nah, maybe it doesn't have the chance to KO. Okay. Guess I ran out of stamina. That's a weird attack to try to actually dodge too. Because it's not quite pinpoint. That one's also kind of weird to dodge. Oh, that looked cool. Again, I don't know. I haven't tried the other weapon as well, so maybe it's not really that important. Probably doesn't matter all that much. And he may be completely immune to dragon. That may be the one thing he's immune to. Tried to block that. It was a weird position for that though. Yeah, tail attack's kind of annoying that he can combo it. I'd like to counter. It's 0 damage on a certain part. Not sure what that was. I'm gonna switch to iron and see if that's doing more damage. Again, he's probably almost dead or going to be soon. Yes, I know it's a big waste of resources to have to recharge, but not really worried about it. Yeah, it's doing more damage. Again, Arkfeld isn't that weak to Dragon Element, so I haven't looked at a chart yet to see how much weak he actually is. Didn't mean to do that. Wanted to do the other one, but oh well. He is taking some punishment. Either that or the skull just isn't appearing for whatever reason, but I think he's still alive. I'm glad my little tiny knife stabs got that. Might be dead here. Not yet. Yeah, I don't like the Fade Slash, like they call it. Isn't that the longsword move? It used to be. I think it still is, actually. All done. Got Lucia left. Now I think the Odogaron Dredge Blade will be useful. However, I might be able to make the Guardian Arkfeld one. So I'm going to be in Suja. Yep.
What?
That's not.
My vote is to save as many.
Hunter, I...
Go ahead and eat a ration, because my stamina's actually fairly low. Refill that, and then
I've got
get
to
weapons.
just great. Got something in mind?
Can make another one. It's very cheap to make. Bone. Oh, is there? Yeah, there is. You just oh, okay. Well. Is it that good? No, actually, it isn't. Compared to just it's 10 more raw. Negative affinity, dragon element. Yeah, I was hoping maybe it was better, but no, it's not. Not enough. Sharpness is lower. Auron's actually really good for what you would expect. Guard's okay, but you would rather have rapid morph. That just makes a lot of stuff flow faster. Yeah, you'd have to deal with low sharpness pretty much the entire game, which isn't a long game, but you lose your artillery too from that one. I can enough. Okay, I guess we're ready to go. Same idea here.
Hunter,
Gonna use
if we don't stop the dragon torch,
Zoshi, or sorry,
Zoshia will awaken,
Odogaron
right?
until I feel like it's not doing enough damage, and then we'll switch to Iron and see what it's doing.
Let's do this.
Okay, immediate start. This is the redemption. Oh no. And I switched to Odogaron. Come on, birdie. Stuff feels like it comes out early in this game. It's so weird.
Crystals are regenerating. We need to attack them before that happens.
Creed? Alright, so now this is the interesting part of the fight because of that right there. So I'm gonna actually start grabbing pods now. Now I don't remember if he gets like the annoying fireballs in low rank or not. Again, literally only fought this version once. Yeah, I should have shielded. Or stayed shielding. I shielded, but I let go.
Excellent use of the terrain. Over here, Bob. I'm your target.
Yeah, I don't like that. I cannot hold down the button just to charge anymore. It'll do a fade slash there, and I really am not a big fan. Yeah, it still has them. I really do not like that attack. It's just annoying.
It's
Z.
doing something to the area.
Okay,
Not good.
now how to dodge it this time. Not what I wanted to grab. Get the other one. We're good.
It's like an inferno. It's behaving differently. Be careful.
I know your tricks, bud. They don't work anymore.
It's wasting energy. Now's our chance.
Thought I was on the ground there. I guess I was not. May I die here? Nope, we're good.
What is that? Just blood! That must be... No. There's no way.
Still got the same weaknesses. Try to lure him over here. Probably a waste of time. Haha. Okay, thanks, game. Yeah, I shouldn't have even tried to lure him over to the other one. It's faster to attack it. Now I can... not quite. Okay. Well, there is Wild Charge Blade. Hour is a nice. I didn't know if it'd take very long at all. And, you know, fair enough. An hour is not that long compared to the other parts of the world, but it's a nice, close to round number. At 57 minutes, so it may take too long, but or it may not take long enough, depending on how long this is, since I'm skipping most of the cutscenes. But That's fun. I think if, you know, 2 parts, 2 hours, don't fail against Nudra, and then final part is an hour long. That seems nice. Now, it wouldn't be an hour long if I didn't fail against Nudra, so in normal runs may take longer, or may not take anywhere near as long as an hour. I don't know. Certainly if I'm not having to play as carefully because I have actual armor, then yeah, it definitely won't take that long. In fact, it may just end up being 2 parts. Yep. Skip. Look at the sand texture. All right, and now would be high rank. However, credits are the goal, not
Good rest.
high rank clear.
A sand ship
HR
arrived
break.
while you were sleeping.
That's not the
Olivia has returned to
main goal.
What do you say we stop by the command tent when we get the chance?
It is interesting. If I kept going, probably could realistically beat it in 4 parts like World, right? Like that could be a realistic goal. But it's weird. It's weird. It is.
What can I do for you?
But I'm still gonna do. In fact, I guess technically I could start on the Sword and Shield playthrough. I'm not going to. I want to again kind of keep it close, tightly knit together. That way I'm experiencing some of the same stuff. But yeah, and I guess I could always end at like Rumpapalo. Just at the normal parts where you would end. So like right after Zora 1, right after Zora 2, right after Pink Rathian where you would farm and then finish. They'd be really short parts, but oh well. I mean, that's not the end of the world. Certainly looks more appealing for people who don't normally watch. But yeah, either way, thank you for watching for this part. Again, I know it's only short. That's what I've been talking about the last 30 minutes, but had fun with it. The game is so much more fun when you are not watching the story. And I know some people probably don't feel that way, but that's how I feel about it. I really wasn't a fan of the story. I have thoughts about the hunter being an actual character. And I know people are like, oh, well, that's such a good thing. But now it becomes less your character and an actual character in the world. Let me rephrase that. It becomes a character that is not your own because they're saying things that you wouldn't necessarily say. They're putting words in your mouth, so to speak, if you're trying to have that be your character. Which, obviously, I don't have it be my character. That's not my main point, but I like it better when... I know people don't like silent protagonists. I'm not saying you necessarily have to have it, but just the stoic person who takes care of everything, I guess. It's not, I don't know. And I know they wanted your character to be a little more experienced because you wouldn't send a newbie out into the Forbidden Lands, as they call them. So I understand that from a world building perspective and just having it make sense in the story, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they could, and I'm just spitballing here. I'm not saying that this would be better or worse, but it's fine to have different things. Keeps the older stuff fresh, keeps the newer stuff fresh as well. But they could, if you wanted it to be a classic game, I'd say you probably would have the world set up already. Be like, okay, so these are the Forbidden Lands. We've only just now gotten everyone set up in their base camps and everything. I prefer villages, but whatever. We have the base camps. Now you as a newbie hunter are sent off to this Forbidden Land to do normal monster hunter stuff. And your base camps or villages, they're all established already. It's not completely ununderstood. Something like that. Again, obviously that doesn't make sense, especially if they wanted to go for here. And I'm not saying they should have done that. I'm just saying, if you wanted it to be like classic Monster Hunter, you'd probably have to do something like that. Because pretty much in every other game, everything has been established other than world, which is not an old Monster Hunter game. If that makes any sense. Again, I have thoughts on it, but it's not the end of the world. Obviously, it's not. I'm still playing it. I'm still having fun. Either way, once again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you for the next part of World.